A pleasant day, everyone. Welcome again to another edition of Teacher Tinitin's Classroom. We are still with the fifth module of Quarter 1, and Lesson 2 of English 9 is all about employing the various communicative style for various situations. For this lesson, we're going to talk about journal writing. This is Mrs. Christine C. Tuano, your English 9 teacher. So for Lesson 2 of Module 5, we have the following objectives. First, determine contents of a journal. Next, write one's own journal entry using a graphic organizer. And 3, share opinions and ideas about gender and development in school, digital education, and rural development. So what is journal writing? Journal writing is the recording of personal insights, reflections, and questions on assigned or personal topics. It is a form of reflective writing that you can use to consider and respond to something you have read or learned. Let's focus or let's study this example of a journal entry. Dear Diary, today, I finally had the courage to write something. I don't know why, but I have always been afraid of expressing myself into words. I realized, however, from our English lesson today, that I should not be afraid of writing my thoughts and feelings. Our teacher told us that journal writing is a good way to help me not only in writing, but also my fear of expressing myself to others. So to whom is the journal written to? We can see here that it is addressed to the diary or Dear Diary. The word diary here is an archetype or a symbol of yourself. So basically, the journal entry is about or is talking to yourself. So what is the topic of the journal? So the topic is having had the courage to write something. So this is her objective. The objective is that the person is now having the right to write something or starting up a journal entry. So what does the journal look like? So if you answered that the journal look like a letter, you are correct. As you can see, we have several parts of the letter here. So we have the date, the salutation, and the body. Of course, okay, the only missing is the signature. Now, the signature is often optional. Okay, it's optional. So sometimes you can put it or sometimes you cannot. You don't want to put it. It depends on you. Next, how did the writer feel while writing in his journal? Okay, let's take a look at the words that were used. I have always been afraid. What else? Of course, we have here the word afraid several times. And then also the word fear, which are synonymous. So it is actually expressing about his fear, the writer's fear, or her fear, okay, in writing. And the last one, what is revealed by the writer in his or her journal? We can see that in the last part, okay, or the last sentence, it states there that journal writing is a good way to help him or her in writing and also his fear. So the topic or the diary is actually a reflection of the lesson that they talked about, which is all about journal writing. So what are the benefits of journal writing? So why do we have to write a journal? First, with journal writing, we become more confident about writing. Since we're talking to ourselves, we can also use what we have written here as our material for later essays. Journal writing will also help us identify our progress in writing. We can see what we lack from reading it. We can see what we lack or what we need to improve. It also helps us overcome writing blocks. Okay, and we can spend more time on self-reflection. Now, basically, journal writing will help us write without fear of criticism. Since we're talking to ourselves, it is more free, or we have the freedom to write what we want to write without, of course, other people critiquing or checking on our grammar, etc. And that ends our lesson for Module 5. Okay, I do hope that you learned something. See you again in our next module, which is Module 6. Goodbye and God bless.